All right, shalom, shalom. I think I'm gonna be doing this more often. The spiritual pep talk for you brothers and you sisters to strengthen you. And I kind of want to go into a few things. Give me 1 second. As we see these so-called holidays, get out of control. We seeing the spirit on these people, and that's why the scriptures say you have not the spirit of the world. What does that really mean? You shouldn't be seduced by these holidays and these traditions of this place. That's what makes us holy. What does holy mean? It means to be separate, to set apart from the world. What makes us separate? The statute, laws, and commandments. First off, Yahweh Shai, before we even get to the statute, laws, commandments, because no one can keep this perfectly. So that's why we got a Messiah to cover us, man. But in no way did you just live a reckless life. You still have to have a standard, which would be those statute, laws, and commandments to the best of your abilities. Not perfection, because there's no way that we can keep the law in perfection. That's why we had Yahweh Shai to cover us for that, you know what I'm saying, for the nation of Israel among their elect and ultimately the whole nation, all right? But we're perfect with Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai with the understanding thereof of this doctrine. And I kind of want to go into this picture that you see, and you see how people and the people of the world are seduced by this day Christmas, right? They have been seduced. A lot of people are going a lot of debt. A lot of people can't even, pay their so-called bills, but yet they exhaust themselves to, go broke for one day. You know what I'm saying? It's a satanic day. It's nowhere in the Bible. I'm gonna do some lessons going into this Christmas thing for people that's still struggling with this. And if you're in this truth, you shouldn't be struggling with this. You got to make a decision. Either you're gonna be on the Lord's side or you're gonna be on the world side. The Lord gave us not the spirit of the world. In the spirit of the world, they do Christmas. It's a spiritual thing wrapped into it. It makes you. That's why you think they got the music, the movies that tie all this into the Christmas lights. The whole experience, right? To get you seduced. Like a woman would seduce a man, right? But at the end of the day, this thing would pass, right? And you have to have enough strength and fortitude to see past this place, America, because this is a temporal place. Life itself should teach you that things are temporary on this side, but our people have lost their wisdom and they're becoming like mad men and mad women, like brute beasts. All right. No wisdom equals destruction of a nation. But you see this guy here, he has a blindfold on, and that represents symbolic towards our people. Because no matter how many times you tell them about these holidays, they're not going to stop. Pursuant to the book of Romans 11:7, and the rest were blinded. What does that really mean? That mean they not going to see this truth. They not going to understand the truth. In some cases, they're going to be, I'm just saying most of all cases, they're going to be repulsed at the truth. They're going to hate it. They go to show you that they literally out of their mind. That's why 2/3 of our own people not going to make it. And it's evident that this going to happen because you see this, it seems like it's getting more satanic day by day. All right. And our people don't understand that they're doing idolatry. And you got people that, have different ways of looking at it. Like, I don't celebrate it for that reason, but you are celebrating it for that reason. Or they'll say it's about the kids. And it is about the kids, showing them the truth. So why would you continue to push lies and idolatry to your kids, man? And they go to show you again, our people not dwelling with wisdom. Wisdom has fled away from them. They're dealing with ignorance right now. Our people are in a state of ignorance, in a state of copycat. That's why you got all these trends that blow up on social media and our people copy those things. They get all into it. You're supposed to be getting all into the scriptures. Because once you get into the scriptures, the Lord going to give you, He's going to suffice you. All right. He's going to give you everything, all the nutrients that you need spiritually to grow. And this world is bugged out. These people, why would you want to be dwelling around people that don't have wisdom? All right. These people are in a childlike state, man. You mean to tell me you're going to give all your credit at the end of the year to a fat Edomite with a red suit on, man? Folly, man. All right. But you seeing this man right here, this is our people they not going to see. And that's crazy because when you blindfolded, in the spiritual sense, right, let's say in the physical sense, right? When you blindfolded, you can't see nothing, man. Right? You can't see nothing. Now you have to understand that in the spiritual sense, right? Just take that same analogy and put it into a spiritual sense. They can't see what we see. All right. It's a blessing to be able to have the truth and be able to understand the truth. Even sometimes it might be a hard pill to swallow. It might be tough to deal with. It feel like the weight on of the world on our shoulders at times because we're forsaking this world, man. And it comes with persecution. And they go to show you that this is totally different contrast what the Christian church teaches, man. They teach you everything gonna be all good. No, when you come into the truth, you're gonna get afflicted. And I can pull up many precepts to prove that. And sometimes you have to do your own research. You can't rely on the brothers that's teaching this word to do all your homework. You have to have that spiritual drive, man. We can't cover it all. You have to stop being spiritually lazy and start, picking these resources up and use them. And this applies to who it applies to. I know a lot of you brothers and you sisters are studious, right? So if you know you slacking in something, you need to pick it up. They're just common sense, right? A lot of this understanding is common sense when you come back into the truth. All right. The basics, the milk, once you be able to shake the witchcraft of this place, because this place has a lot of different enchantments, a lot of different things been taught to you that's complete lies that a lot of our people still believe is the truth. They don't know better. All right. And sometimes they do know better, but this place has such a strong hold on them, and it facilitates their madness. It facilitates feminism. Facilitates thug life, you know, shoot 'em up boys, trap houses, trap music. All right. Blonde wigs and women twerking, right? This place facilitates that madness. There's no order here. This place is completely out of order. And you women, just get yourselves together because the men have to do work. Also, you women, all right? And it's just what it is. But this is where our people are. They're gonna continue to do Christmas. Don't marvel at this madness. It's gonna continue, right? Until they get destroyed, until this destruction happen, whatever come first. Because people are getting judged every day. All right. Then you got the ultimate day of judgment, which is gonna be horrific, man. You don't want to get caught up in that. You don't want to roll the dice. You don't want to play them kind of games, man. That's why the Lord put the spirit on us to wake you up, man. Through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And it's not of our own doing. That's another thing you people have to understand. This is not nothing that we are willing ourselves to do. Like we learn some Bible scriptures and then we, anointing ourselves to be men of the Lord. No, this was already given unto us by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Whether you believe it or whether you don't, it really don't matter. Well, it don't matter. All right. And the real elect of Israel will understand that they get the word and they move on. All this other stuff is unnecessary. And sometimes it's best to hold your peace, hold your opinion, because we see a lot of times our people talk in ignorance. And it's best to just hold your peace, be quiet, listen and learn. That's the wisest thing to do, especially if you new in the truth. Right? Because there's so many twists and turns of the scriptures and the understanding is vast. You have to completely understand that. It ain't just open and shut case as you've been taught in Christianity. They kind of gave you a microwavable way to understand. No, this stuff can get very complex. And they'll throw you for a loop. You'll think something mean this and actually mean that. That's why we go into words. We go into Bible commentaries. You got to move through the spirit. We go into different history. To understand the mysteries of the Bible, you got to understand the history. You got to understand what happened to the past. All right. To understand the present and the future. You have to know the history and you have to know the correct history. That's very important because there's a lot of different genres of so-called truth out there that's bugged out. Some people gonna give you a little truth, but they mix it in with lies. Some people just gonna give you complete lies. All right. So this is all through the Spirit of the Lord that we do this. It's not of our own will. And that's another thing you really have to understand. Even brothers that's teaching and believe on this doctrine and the women, this is not nothing of your own doing. This is a spiritual understanding. This is a spiritual awakening. All right. You didn't wake up one day and say, I'm going to get the truth today. No, we was all in the world bugged out until the Lord had a set appointed time that he was going to wake us up. And every brother and sister walk going to be kind of different, but it's to the same point. We get in the truth. How do you know you in the truth? Because the truth confirms itself within itself. And that's something we can't really explain. It's like kind of, 1 + 1 = 2. No one gonna argue with that unless they're a madman or woman. So that's kind of like the comparison I can really make you understand. And some stuff just you just common sense. You just go, look things up and say, okay, the letter J wasn't created to 1524, where his name couldn't have been Jesus. That just common sense, right? And then you build upon that, and the spirit feeds you more. But if you don't have enough common sense to see the obvious, well, you bugged out, and you'll never get the truth fully. But yeah, you brothers and you sisters are blessed to get in this truth, and you have to retain this. You can't give up. But you know how many brothers and sisters came in this truth just to get spewed out back into the world? That's scary to me. That should be scary to you. So that's why you got to stay persistent, stay consistent, like you would do in things of the world. Somebody want to get a goddamn, um, you know, want to become a doctor. They are driven by that lust, right? It's the same thing in the truth. You should be driven by Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shad, knowing this. And this, once you start to get into this truth, you're gonna start to see how vast and massive it is and how blessed you is, even though through the persecution. And you're gonna catch hell in some cases. And some brothers gonna complete Salakia. Some brothers and sisters are gonna catch complete hell. And you have to be understanding that, because this can rub you the wrong way because you're coming out of Christianity, the feel good doctrine. Everything gonna be good. And they go to show you that Christianity is bugged the F out. No balance there. All right. But look, we gotta endure to the end. This ain't no tapping out, this ain't no giving up. And you brothers, you just pray for better understanding, wisdom, and knowledge, and you women as well. Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak Wadash. Shalom.